What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Oval, Season 2, Episode 21. The episode was titled Powerful Hands, you guys. Now, you guys, before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and are not already subscribed to the channel, then what I'm going to need you guys to do is do me a big solid favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit all the buttons on the channel. Light them babies up. Now, with that out the way, without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about The Oval, shall we? All right, you guys, so we pick up where we left off last week with The Oval. Now, you guys remember we saw in the ending scene that Priscilla came into the living room area of the residence with the tray in hand, took the top off, popped Victoria. Priscilla got popped by Sam. Well, it was all just a dream. Shout out to Carrie Underwood. It was just a dream. So we see Victoria and Hunter. Victoria called her a bitch. I'm like, damn, y'all are just the most disrespectful people ever, right? And then Hunter's like, what the hell is wrong with her? He says, Sam is trying to say, it's okay, we'll take care of it, right? But, Sam also told Victoria, like, ma'am, stop talking to her that way. And Hunter says, "Stop, you don't talk to my wife that way." I'm like, "But you disrespect her at every occasion you get." But okay, go off, Sam. Hunter, go off. So then he says, "You can leave." And Sam said, Sam was about to leave. He says, what do you say when I tell you get the out? I'm gonna beat your ass." Like, maybe that, man. It would have took God. I would have said fuck that job that day. That would have been the day I would have got fired, because Hunter would have got his ass beat the fuck down. So then we see Bobby. So Bobby, he calls Lily. He apologizes to Lily. Lily apologizes to Bobby, about the night before. And he says he wants to see her. She says, I want to see you too. He says, he tells her where to meet him at. She says, now. I'm like, ooh, Bobby is demanding. So she says, no, I have to go to the White House. The first lady wants to meet with me. She wants a dress, and, she's going to be meeting with her father. So she just wants to dress for this. And he's like, he's like, okay, well, hit me when let me know when you're free and whatever. And then he told her he loved her. I'm like, well, damn, you love it, damn, that was quick. So let's move over to the hospital. So Nancy, right? She went and got the doctor for Barry. The doctor comes in, yada yada yada. It really wasn't much with that scene. The doctor just told Barry, you were dehydrated. We gave you a lot of fluids. You can get dressed, and once you finish that IV bag, you're free to go. And Richard, he apologized for earlier. So we're gonna pause here, and we're going to go ahead and just move it on forward. All right, you guys, next let's talk about Bobby. So you guys remember I just told you about the conversation Bobby had with Lily about going to the White House, doing the dress for Victoria so Victoria can meet her dad, right? So Bobby went and told Max what happened about that conversation with Lily. And Bobby's like, not Bobby, but Max is like, so what are you trying to say? Like, what does that mean to me? Like, break it down for me in layman's terms. So he did. He says with her going to go see her father, that means that there's going to be a motorcade. And he's like, okay. He's like, you're really serious about that? He's like, yeah, we got the intel, because Max is like, they're going to be after us at this point. If we do this, they're going to be after us. And, Bobby was like, but we had the intel. Ooh, that is going to be up there with, that is treason. That is a terroristic act. That is a lot of shit right there. You went after Hunter. Granted, Hunter deserves it, but damn. Y'all going up the creek. Is that spider inside my car? Yes, it is. How in the hell? I'll hell to the now, man. Ugh, I hate spiders. All right, we back. What was I talking about before the spider rudely interrupted me? Okay, yeah, the motorcade. They want to take out Hunter. So Bobby says that he'll get Lily to tell him when they leave. And Max is like, but that at that point that's involving her, and she can be charged. He says she won't know. I'm like, how's she not gonna know? Lily is a pretty smart young lady, so I'm pretty sure she can put two and two together that if you're asking her when they left, that you guys have plans to do something to them. But okay, go off. So Max tells Bobby he wants to talk to Blakely. Bobby says no, don't do that. Blakely comes in, and I guess they're gonna go somewhere. I was confused by that, but whatever. We'll move on. So then Sharon, so we move over to Sharon. So the doctor comes in and he tells Sharon that she's free to go at this point, right? For Sharon to have lost a baby, Sharon is not really acting like it, right? Sharon doesn't give me that vibe that she even, she's just not acting, because most women when they lose a baby, they, they're sad, that's traumatic. And then there is a bug on the outside of my car. And it is crawling slow. Ooh. And it's red. Ooh. I hate bugs. But yeah, Sharon doesn't look like a woman that lost a baby. We're gonna move on. Alright, you guys, next let's talk about Victoria once again, right? So Victoria, she finds Hunter and Dr. Meadows. I believe that's Jason's doctor name. You guys can correct me about that one. They're together. So she's like, what the hell are you doing here? And Dr. Meadows says that she's there because not Hunter, but Donald called her, asked her to be there. And then we see Donald as they come in with Jason. Hunter wants to know what the hell is going on. And, Donald, at that point, he's not really talking about what's going on. I do have a big question, right, about Dr. Meadows, and we're going to talk about that in just a little bit, right? But Jason is knocked out. Donald tells them what happened. This is after Victoria berated him. I mean, she called him a bitch. So then, he told them that, Jason assaulted a woman. So they want to know, excuse me, y'all, didn't mean to burp in your face. So they want to know what woman he assaulted. And once again, Donald was trying to be tight-lipped, but he eventually said it was Ellie. So, it's so weird, right? Hunter was more concerned about Ellie than he was about Jason, who is his own son. Like, you are worried about the fact that if Ellie is okay, which that is, I'm not going to sit in here and say that there's something 100% wrong with wanting to know if the woman that he assaulted is okay, right? But your son is knocked out by a guitar. Like, what kind of damn guitar was that to knock him out, right? So Hunter's gonna go check on Ellie. Kyle comes in, and he and Donald talk, right? So he tells Donald that there is no DNA at the cabin and no bodies. So he's like, so they're alive? He says yes, and then he says, so that's where she was last night. We can assume that, right? That's what he says. So then Donald says he wants to flush him out. So, not Max, but Kyle says, well, he has a wife, but he doesn't really care too much about his wife, but he does have a son, so we can use that. I'm like, y'all gonna go after the man's child? That is low. So Hunter, he is in Ellie's office, and she comes in. Hunter is fake checking on Ellie at this point, asking her, if she's okay, and she tells him that Jason tried to rape her. So then this dumbass is talking about, let's go to my office to get a drink. I'm like, a drink? You want to get a drink? You want to get a drink with me after I just told you your son tried to rape me? Okay. Really? At this point, I'm thinking Ellie is just really stupid, right? Or she just really wants to climb to the top, right? Because you just told this man what his son tried to do to you. Here it is, instead of him saying, hey, take the day to yourself, go back home, he says, come have a drink with me in my office. That alone should let you know that you are nothing more than a piece of ass to him. And I don't understand how Ellie doesn't see that. Okay. We're going to move on. We're going to keep going. But yeah, I don't see how she doesn't realize that she's nothing more than a piece of ass at this point. Like, are you, well, you know what, social climate, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to move on. All right, you guys. So Barry, Richard, and Sharon and Kareem, they're on the elevator. Now, at first, I don't think they even paid attention to each other until Barry finally looked and noticed Sharon. And he says, Sharon, what the hell are you doing here? Then he asked her, did she have an abortion? But Richard's like, stop, Barry. We'll talk about this later. But no, we know Barry the hothead. Barry keeps antagonizing her. I'm like, Barry, leave her alone, please. Like, this girl just had a miscarriage. She did not get an abortion. She lost your baby. So then he notices the ring on her finger. He calls her a slut. Now, Kareem was telling Richard, get your son, right? Actually, at that point, I was actually with Kareem for once. Like, this girl just, you know what this girl just went through. So they do tell him that, hey, Richard eventually tells him she did not have an abortion. She lost the baby. She lost the baby because of me, her, and oh boy, what is his name? What is the other guy's name? Dale. Me, her, and he didn't say Dale, but I'm saying it. They came looking for you at the Rackadushis. Then the Rackadushis followed them, ran them off the road. She lost the baby. So that's where we are now. Now I did feel bad for Bears when he said he keep losing his children. I'm like, oh, damn. That is fucked up, right? You got one child missing, and then your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend, lost the other one. Ew. So, let's move over to Alan. So, Alan is giving Donald a briefing of what has been going on. And then he tells him about Victoria snooping on his desk, trying to find out about the day trip to Andrews, right? So then, he tells Alan to get him a suit or something. So Kyle comes in and tells Donald that Sam is going to be a problem because Sam has locked him out, locked his passwords up, right? So Donald tells Alan to call Sam. He calls Sam. Sam comes in. Donald tells Sam to, reinstate his password because he's working on his super secret intel for the president. Okay. Donald, you know what? You've been a little slow at this point, Donald. You know that Sam is onto you guys. Why would you do that? But okay, I guess. Go ahead. Do you. Hunter. And Ellie. Like I said, once again, Ellie, you're really stupid or you're just really trying to social climb. Because Hunter go into the Oval and they're drinking. And at this point, I'm like, girl, you do realize he does not give one iota of a fuck about the fact that his son snuck into your apartment and tried to force himself on you. And then you're talking about his creepy ass son. He's talking about, these hands, they can blow shit up. You gonna blow your son up? She's like, what are you gonna do about your son? He's like, he's gonna get help. Y'all tried to get him help with Dr. Meadows, and he ejaculated on Dr. Meadows. How did that work? Dr. Meadows is stupid too, because I'm like, after somebody ejaculates on me, I'm not coming back. Just gonna keep that 1000% real, which I am not gonna come back after someone ejaculates on me. No. So at this point, it's like Hunter is too busy trying to get into Ellie's panties. And then they start to have sex. I'm like, are you serious? I'm so glad that Victoria was in that Oval. She had something in her hand and she turned around and popped the hell out of Ellie's ass. I'm like, that's what you deserve. She told Ellie, you're fired. If I see you around here again, you'll be dead. I'm like, okay. So Victoria and Hunter, they had a conversation because he's like, you're going to call your dad. She's like, no, I'm not going to call my dad. He's like, well, your mom is dead. She's like, Hunter, you know that if my father is old, basically, and if my father dies, then all of this that we're dealing with right now will come back to haunt them. So then Hunter tells Victoria to tell her father about Jason, what happened with Jason and Ellie, because she's a threat to him, and if she's a threat to him, then she's a threat to them. I'm like, so you're gonna take out your side piece, huh? Ain't that about a bitch? Sorry to you, Ellie. But let's move on. Oh God, Kareem and Sharon. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This scene with Kareem and Sharon, it really annoyed me. I actually stopped listening to it after about 2 minutes in. Nope, I ain't gonna give it 2 minutes. After 30 seconds in, I stopped listening to it. Kareem tells Sharon he's sorry. She's like, are you really? And she asks him, did you know that Barry's at the hospital? He says, yeah. She's like, well, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't he tell you that Barry was in the hospital? Mm, I mean, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say you just lost a baby, so you already are stressed out. Why would someone want to add and then tell you that your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, is in a hospital for God knows what? That's gonna add more stress to you. Like, you don't need stress. Maybe I'm the slow one. I could be. I don't know. But she didn't ask him if he gave her that ring because Barry was in a hospital. I'm like, how does 1 + 1 = 2 with this equation? So Barry's in a hospital, but Kareem don't give you a ring. The math doesn't add up. Like, what kind of sense would that make? What kind of sense does that make? She says she knows him, but I'm like, that still, even if you know him, I don't understand how that makes sense. I'm gonna propose to you because your ex is in a hospital, unconscious, unconscious at that. Like, I'm gonna propose to you because he's here. I don't the parallel. I'm not drawing a parallel. I'm not drawing a comparison. I'm not. These are not. I'm not drawing. I'm confused. I'm very confused. How does that make sense? They got into an argument with each other. I don't really care about that argument because she said that she doesn't want. He don't really want to be with her, and she don't know. I don't know. Sharon and Kareem are annoying. So let's move back over to Victoria. Victoria goes into the room where Dr. Meadows is. Now here's my thing. Here's my question, right? What kind of doctor is Dr. Meadows? Because I know not all I mean, I was about to say something, but I'm gonna keep my mouth closed on that one. But Dr. Meadows, what kind of doctor is she, right? Because just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you know everything, right? Like a doctor of, let's just say that a doctor who does, a cancer patient, well, they can read X-rays. A gynecologist can read X-rays. A psychiatrist, Can they read X-rays? Because she's telling them, she's telling them he doesn't have a concussion. She's telling them she read the X-rays. I'm like, but you're a therapist, right? Now, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but I didn't think a therapist. And well, maybe they do. Maybe they do. Hell if I know. But I'm just confused. What kind of doctor is she at this point? But she says that Jason's gonna be fine, and they have him sedated at this point, right? So Victoria tells Dr. Meadows to leave. Dr. Meadows leaves. Victoria bitch slaps Jason, wakes his ass up, asks him how did he get out. He says he didn't. She says you're lying. Then he says he snuck into Ellie's trunk. She says, well, guess what? You're going to the same place that your sister's at, right? But only you're going to be on the men's side. He says, I just need help, Mom. I have anxiety and depression. Don't put that on anxiety and depression. Please don't put that on anxiety and depression. That is lunacy. That's what you are. You're a lunatic. You're a nutcase. Absolutely not. We're not going to go there and put that on to mental health. No, well, it is mental health, but not that kind of mental health. We're going to move forward and wrap the episode up, you guys. All right, you guys. So Richard, he makes his way to work, right? So he's talking to Sam. He asks Sam for help, and Sam says, "Well, I'm in contact with my contact at the FBI." And Richard's like, "But you didn't see Ruth. Ruth looked scared." And Sam says, "Well, at this point, Richard, there's just nothing I can do. Like, we can't just rush in there. Did you go?" He said, "Did you go to the local authorities?" He said, "The local authorities." Now, come on, Sam. The local authorities. I'm pretty sure the local authorities are on their payroll. Let's be for real. So Sam says, let's just follow what the FBI says, right? So then Sam asks Richard to keep an eye on Priscilla. And not to mention, anything about him and Victoria. So then we see Lily. Lily makes it to the White House, and Kyle walks out. She says, Kyle, get the hell away from me. She says, get out of my face. And, he was like, I thought we're not pretending anymore. She says, no, we're not pretending. So Kyle asks Sam, is he all clear? He says, yes, so he leaves. So then Sam asks Lily, what was that? She says, I hate him. He's like, why? She says, you work with him. You should know why. That is true. We will say that, right? So then Victoria. So Victoria has called Priscilla in to bring her and Lily some tea. Now, mind you, when Priscilla's just standing there, she's like, "Why are you still standing here?" So Priscilla goes to leave. She says, "It's not like I wouldn't drink the tea." And Priscilla turns around and says, "Well, why wouldn't you drink the tea?" She says, "I told you, I don't trust you." So Priscilla leaves. In walks Sam and Lily. So Victoria and Lily, they sitting there talking about the dresses, right? And Lily's like, it's so interesting, right? You just talked shit about my dresses the last time. Why do you want to dress for me this time? Victoria cannot help but be insulting and rude as fuck because she called the woman's dresses knockoffs, ripoffs. I'm like, well, damn, if that ain't the rudest shit you ever want to hear in your life, right? So now she wants to be friends with her. I'm like, girl, no, absolutely not. So Priscilla, she in the kitchen with this damn butcher's knife, just shaking. I'm like, and then Richard walks in. I'm like, Richard, you ain't noticed that your friend look like she on the verge of mental breakdown, and she got a goddamn knife in her hand, and he finally eventually took it. I would have took that knife as soon as I saw her and walked in there and saw her with that knife. So she asked Richard if he knew about Sam and Victoria. He says, I don't know what you're talking about, right? So then she goes off talking about what a bitch Victoria is, which Victoria is a bitch. And Victoria walks in and she's like, why are you so quiet now? Like, finish saying what you want to say. Victoria, you're lucky that Priscilla's a different person, because if it was me, I would have popped you smack dead in your face. Period. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified of when I drop anything else, and share the video. And until the next one, you guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys later. Tomorrow I don't know how the videos are gonna work for Beverly Hills and American Horror Story, because I have an interview tomorrow at 4:15. So what I'm probably gonna do tonight, I don't usually with Beverly Hills and with American Horror Story here lately, I've been watching them on Thursday morning. So I'm probably gonna have to watch them tonight, and I'm gonna have to get up super duper early tomorrow morning and record them and edit them. God willing, they can be up by noon or 1. If they can be up at least by noon or 1, I'll be happy. Because here lately, uploading videos has been a pain in the ass. But hey, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.